Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, aka Rainbowskinz, and I thought in today's video we could talk about how to grow your account on TikTok. I get a load of questions when I'm on TikTok live asking me tips on growing your account, tips on getting more followers, tips on getting more engagement, loads and loads of different things. So I thought I'd put it all together into one video. Okay, so if you rewind 6 months or so, my TikTok account would look very different to what it looks like now. I think I had about 10,000 followers, and over the space of 6 months I've grown that to over 1.1 million followers now, and fingers crossed still growing. And I just wanted to share a few of the things which I've done over that 6 months time to help bring people to my account and help people see the content I put out there. Okay, so let's get into it. My top 10 tips on how to grow your TikTok account. So tip 1 is upload consistently, and as with any social media, consistency is key. If you post once, you're not going to go viral. I mean, you might go viral, but the chances of those views turning into followers is very slim. Why? Because you don't have content on your account which shows people what you're about. People don't understand what your account is about if you've only got that one video. So why would they want to follow you? You need to give people a reason to follow you. The whole premise about following someone is you like the content they're creating and you want to see what they post or create next. If you've only got that one video up, people aren't going to be able to get that from you. So those people out there which post one video on TikTok and then cry that they haven't gone viral is just a bit dumb, because they need to have a load of content on their account for people to be invested into what you're creating, for people to understand what you do, and for that view of that one video to them click through to your account and to see all your other videos and be like, yes, I really like this content creator, I'm going to give them a follow. Whilst I would say quality is absolutely key, I would also urge you to just get a load of content out there. See what content works, what people engage with, actually what content you enjoy making, and you'll start to sort of develop your own style which will be unique to you, and that's what people will really start to be invested into. So I can't advise enough, consistency is absolutely key. You need to keep doing what you're doing. If you have a viral video, that is the time to be posting your next video, because people are coming to your account, they're looking at your profiles, they're looking at your video, and they're going to want to see more. So that is the key time to post a video if you're lucky enough to have a viral video. Tip number 2, going live. I know this is a very scary concept, and when I first did it I was absolutely terrified, but it really was the tipping point of my account growth. Honestly, I would recommend just giving it a go once. It's like anything new, if you don't really know what to expect, it's scary until you've done it. And I remember the first time that I went live, I had a list of questions in front of me. This is what I'm going to talk about, this is what I'm going to ask if it goes quiet, and actually I didn't need to use any of it. But the reason why I think this is so important is because this is when I noticed my views and my followers drastically increased when I was going live consistently. The amount of times I see a comment on one of my videos saying your live video was just above this, it's just sort of testament that you're more likely to come up on people's For You page if you are going live, because they'll see your live video, they'll scroll, and then there's your video. And if you think of this from a TikTok perspective, what you're doing is you're telling the platform that you're active, you want to engage with your followers, and TikTok is gonna like that, and it's gonna draw more people to your account. Don't worry about the numbers at first. I remember when I first went live, I had under 10 people watching me, but I said to myself, I'm going to be consistent with this. Whenever I paint I'm going to go live and I'm going to show people that process. And that soon went from 10 to 20 to 50. I remember celebrating when I got to 100 people watching me, and now that is the norm because people expect me to go live when I do a paint. And the more I did it, the more I started to enjoy it. It's a really nice way to get to know your followers and get to know them a bit better, what they like, what characters they like. So I get a lot of my inspiration from people asking me to do a certain paint, and if I get a load of requests for a certain character, then I will tend to do that one because a lot of my followers are going to want to see that. And whilst it's a really good way for you to get to know your followers, it's also a brilliant way for your followers to get to know you. The nature of TikTok is you lip sync over someone else's sound, and whilst someone can try and pick up on your humour, they don't actually get to know you as a person, whereas if you're live, you're not lip syncing, you are you. So people can get to know you and then start to be invested in you as a person, as opposed to just the videos which you make. Now I'm going to throw a slight spanner in the works, because I think you need to have about 1,000 followers before you can go live. Now don't quote me on that, I think it's 1,000, but yeah, once you hit that 1,000 number, definitely go live, and go live consistently. There's that word again. Consistently. Post your videos consistently, go live consistently, set up a schedule. Tip number 3 is to tailor your sound to reach the right audience. Now this is super key, and I've got the perfect example to prove to you that this really works. So I had a load of requests to paint Frieza from Dragon Ball Z because obviously bald head, and I had to do a bit of research to find that right sound, and what I came across was a sound which, if you looked through all the videos using that sound, was Dragon Ball Z videos. Now me, I'd never heard of this sound before. Dragon Ball Z videos don't come up on my FYP, and I sort of took a bit of a gamble to use that sound. But what you've got to think about is actually the people which are listening to this sound are Dragon Ball Z fans. So you want to get that video which you've created in front of the Dragon Ball Z fans, because that's where the engagement's going to come from. That's where the likes and comments are going to come from. It's not necessarily going to come from your followers which have never seen that character before or never seen Dragon Ball Z before. You want to get your video in front of the right people, and I knew I was going to do that if I used this sound. So at the time of making the video, I think it had around 20,000 videos using that sound, so by no means was it a viral sound, but what it was a sound which Dragon Ball Z fans were listening to. So if I used it, it is likely to come up on their FYP. So I used the sounds and it got me, well, the video now has 1.3 million views, has over 100,000 likes, and has been shared over 1,000 times. And that's not what I was expecting at all, but it's just testament that doing a bit of research, finding a sound that is relevant to the people which you want to reach is really important. And it doesn't need to be a viral sound which 1 million people are listening to. It just needs to be a sound which that fan base is listening to. And I'm really confident that if I used a sound which is coming up on my FYP, a trending sound with, I don't know, maybe 200,000 to 300,000 videos on TikTok currently, I don't think that video would have done as well, because I'm not reaching that niche target audience. What I'm doing is I'm using a sound which a lot of people are listening to, but actually maybe a lot of people don't know the character I'm painting, so they won't enjoy it as much as a Dragon Ball Z fan would. Tip number 4 is about catching the trend at the right time, and there's loads and loads of videos on TikTok, on YouTube, about using the right sound at the right time. It needs to have a certain amount of videos, etc. There's loads of different sort of techniques of finding a sound. Now I'm not going to sit here and say I have all the answers or I've tried them all, because I haven't. but there is definitely something in using a sound which is trending. So the first thing I'd look at is how many videos are there on TikTok at the moment using that sound. It always says it at the top right hand corner, sorry I don't know my left and right, yeah, top right hand corner, how many videos there are using that sound. If there are, say, 2.1 million videos, chances are that sound has already gone viral, and if you use that sound, you're putting your video out there into an already saturated market, if you like, for that sound. So the chances of you appearing in someone's For You page using that sound are very slim, because there's 2.1 million other videos using that sound. And that also works vice versa. So if, say, there's only 100 videos using that sound on TikTok, that sound isn't a trending sound, because only 100 people have made videos using that sound, and chances are that's not going to appear on someone's For You page because they've seen and liked that sound before. That's not to say that a sound with 100 videos isn't going to turn into a viral sound, but it's just not a viral sound at the moment. You'll see in some of these videos on TikTok and YouTube that the sort of the golden number, if you like, is around 50,000 views, or sorry, 50,000 videos on TikTok. So if that sound has less than 50,000, then that's kind of the tipping point of actually when that's going to turn into a viral sound. There's enough people watching and listening to and making videos out of that sound for you to get a good reach, but there's not so many that your video is going to get lost in the masses of videos using that sound already. And then the final thing which I look at when choosing a sound, and this is a little bit complicated, so bear with me while I try my best to explain it. So when I click onto the sound and I see all of the videos, what I would do is I'd look through the top 3 or 4, so the trending videos at that time, look at the amount of likes that those videos have. A good indicator is if they've got over 100,000 likes, then that means that that sound is getting a lot of reach. And then what I would do is I would put that against how many followers that account has. Okay, so this is where it gets confusing. So if that account has, say, 10 million followers, then naturally that account is going to get a lot of organic reach just from their following. However, if that account has 1,000 followers or less, or anywhere up to around about 5,000, and they're getting 100,000 likes on a video, then that is kind of a disproportionate amount of likes on a video based on that account's following. So that means that that video that they made, which has over 100,000 likes, has been favorited and pushed to a couple of 100,000 people, or even a million people, because one, it's got that sound, but also the content of the video. So if, say, the top 3 or 4 videos which are trending under that sound all have a similar sort of pattern, that they've got a load of likes and a disproportionate amount of likes for the following that account has, that's kind of a good indication that using that sound will push your video out to a wide range of people. Tip number 5, find your point of difference. So what is it about your account which stands out to the millions of other accounts out there, which gives people a reason to want to follow you? Now, my point of difference as a TikTok creator has mixed opinions. Some people love it, some people absolutely hate it, and they hate it so much that they share it with all their friends, and it sends one of my videos viral. But essentially what I'm saying is my point of difference is very provocative in a way. It stirs up emotions somehow, and it's just something as simple as, well, for me, is my bald head. I paint on hair if the character I paint has hair. No matter how big the hair is, I would paint it on. I'm working with what God gave me. He gave me a bald head. Well, he didn't. I do shave my head every other day, but I choose to have a bald head, and that's what I'm working with. I'm painting on the character, and I'm painting it as well as I can with an egg-shaped canvas. Like, that's just what it is. I'm under no illusion that my paintings look exactly like the character, and it took me a long time to realise what my point of difference is, and to be honest I wouldn't say that I've completely nailed it even now, but how I sort of came to come about it is someone commented on one of my videos saying how unoriginal, and someone else replied to that comment saying, okay, tag another body painter who paints themselves as superhero and anime characters, has a bald head, and doesn't use any wigs. And I read that comment, and I was trying to think of another content creator who paints all their characters, has a bald head, and doesn't use any wigs, and I couldn't. So I was like, maybe this is my point of difference. This is why people can choose to follow me. And actually it's turned out to be something which, like I said, people either love it or they absolutely hate it. And whilst I do get a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of hate comments and people making slander videos about me on TikTok, the fact that people are doing that is sending my videos viral. They're sharing it with all their friends, whether they're laughing at it or not, they're sending my videos viral. So that, my point of difference, I've somehow stumbled upon it, and it just seems to evoke a load of emotions in people, whether it's positive or negative. But like I say, that point of difference is what has sent some of my videos viral and has been followed up with my followers increasing. What I'm saying is, find your point of difference. What makes your account unique to you? Is it the type of clothes you wear? Is it a certain catchphrase you say? Is it how you look? Like me, like I have a bald head and I paint myself. Find that point of difference and sort of bring that to life and make that what your account is about. Tip number 6, interact with your followers. So getting to know your followers is absolutely key to having a successful TikTok account. If someone's taken the time to comment something nice on one of my videos, the least I can do is comment back saying thank you, I'm glad you like my content, or something like that. The comment section is also, sorry, very gassy. The comment section is also an area of TikTok where I get most of my ideas to paint, and it's where I can gauge whether a paint's going to go down well. So for instance, if I have a load of people requesting a certain look, then chances are that video is highly sought after. Or if, say, someone comments saying can you paint this character, and it has 500 likes, I'm thinking, okay, so at least 500 people like the idea of me painting that character. So it's a really good way to get to know what your followers want to see, and it really helps plan what your next content can be. Number 2, your followers get to know you a little bit more. So if you're replying, answering their questions, they get to know a bit of your personality, and actually they'll become more invested in your journey, in your TikTok content. And then number 3, and I don't know whether this is true or not, but I like to think that it does have a contribution. If you're commenting and engaging with your followers, that's essentially, you're telling TikTok as a social media platform that you want to get to know your followers. And the way that I see it is that if you're engaging and getting people to come back to your video, then that is just gonna tell TikTok to prioritize, say, this video and put it in the algorithm and send it viral. And I have no idea whether that is true or not, but it's completely irrelevant whether that was true, because the first 2 points I made, them getting to know you and you getting to know your followers, is benefit enough to engage with your following and interact with them. So tip number 7, duet popular videos. So if you duet a video which has gone viral quite recently, the chances are you are going to appear on the For You page of the people who have already liked and engaged with that video. So it's a really great way to reach a new audience. It's a really great way to tap into, say, a really popular TikToker's fan base. If you can react to that video, duet that video and make it funny, say, then chances are you're going to get a like from the people, from the fan base of that popular TikToker's account already. What I wouldn't recommend though is duetting a video and negatively reacting to it or hating on it, because one, that's just not a nice thing to do, and chances are that original creator is probably gonna see your reaction. No matter how many followers they have, likelihood is they're gonna see that, and it's just not a nice thing to do. And two, people don't really want to see that content. People want positivity. They don't want people bitching about other people, being horrible, slagging people off on their TikTok content. I mean, maybe people do. I don't want to see that. So yeah, I just avoid negatively reacting to other people's videos. Tip number 8, catch your audience's attention immediately. So people these days have a very, very short attention span, myself included, so you're lucky to keep me engaged longer than 30 seconds on TikTok. If a video is a minute and now you can do 3-minute videos, I'm just not going to watch it. But it's so true. What you need to do is you need to catch the audience's attention immediately. And my first viral video really helped solidify this for me and really made me realise how important it is. So this is that first viral video. So as you can see, within seconds, the joke had landed, people got it, people found it funny, and then they reacted to it. Whether they liked, they commented, or they shared. And all 3 of those things sent that video viral for me. And it was really that one video which sort of provoked the thinking in me, how can I do this with all of my videos? And that's when I started doing like a really shoddy face paint within, say, 5 seconds, as a bit of a teaser to what you're gonna see, and then I'll do the transition, a reveal, this is what I've created in 5 hours. So kind of a, this is what I did in 5 seconds, this is what I did in 5 hours. But it works really well to sort of keep the audience engaged right from the start, whilst they listen to the start of the song or start of the sound, and then they wait for the transition to happen. Tip number 9, using hashtags. Now, this is probably another quite controversial opinion, and I see so many people saying the complete opposite to me, but in my opinion, don't use hashtag FYP, don't use hashtag For You page. What's the point? If you type it in, you will see that there are billions and billions of videos using that hashtag. And going back to my first point, or one of my first points about picking a right sound and finding a trend at the right time, it's the same principle. If you use that hashtag, you are never in a million years going to trend on hashtag FYP, because there are God knows how many billions of videos out there competing to be featured on that hashtag and be trending on that hashtag. And the amount of TikTok accounts which have millions of followers which would use that hashtag, likelihood is they're going to trend on the hashtag as opposed to you. So be much more targeted with the hashtags you use. Try to pick a hashtag which is relevant to your content, but not so many people are using it. So you want to have maybe a little bit more of an obscure hashtag, but not just a generic FYP For You page. It's a waste of characters, and you're only allowed a certain amount of characters on your description anyway, so don't waste it with hashtag FYP. And I know some people swear by it, and some people don't want to post a video without using the hashtag because they think that is exactly what gets them onto the For You page. But I am living proof that you do not need to use that hashtag to get your video seen. I haven't used that hashtag for a very, very long time, and I've been lucky enough to have multiple viral videos without using the hashtag, and say 97% of my video views would come from the For You page. So you don't need to use the hashtag to get your video onto the For You page. Okay, so I just looked it up, and there are 120,000 billion. Is that even a number? I don't even know what that number is. Is it a trillion? 101 trillion? 1.2, I don't even know. 120,000 billion videos which have used the hashtag FYP. What is the point of using that hashtag? You're never going to get seen from using that hashtag. The whole purpose, the whole premise of using a hashtag is because you want your content seen by a particular audience who would use a similar hashtag. Statistically, you're never going to get seen using a hashtag like that, so really be much more targeted with the hashtags you use. Try to pick around maybe the 25,000 figure, maybe up to say 100,000 depending on how many followers you have, because if your video gets engagement, it's then going to start trending on that smaller hashtag, and you're much more likely to trend on a smaller hashtag than you are on a hashtag which 120,000 billion people are using. So really be smart with the hashtags you use, spend a bit of time, do a bit of research, find some hashtags which are relevant to your content, which don't have millions of views, and really help reach your niche, whatever that niche is. So tip number 10, use your analytics. Analytics are your best friend. And the analytics you get from TikTok are really, really good. Not only does it tell you per video, how many likes, views, comments, shares, the average time of people watching your video, it also does that for your whole following as well. So it tells you things like how many followers you gained in a day, when your followers are most likely to be online. It gives you a bit of a graph, so you know exactly when to post. And I've really sort of seen this from my personal experience, because about 1/5 of my followers are from the States. I'm from the UK, so obviously there's a time difference there. They tend to be about 5 hours behind. I know in the States there's loads of different time zones, but generally they're 5 hours behind. So if I paint in the morning, say between 9 and 12, a lot of the States are going to be asleep, so 1/5 of my followers aren't going to see me go live and paint because they'll be in bed. So I've trialed this. I've started painting around about 11 AM my time, and actually I didn't really have anyone view my videos or view me on live, and I saw the numbers were significantly lower than what they would be usually. So that's why I always paint myself live about 4 PM now, because that is a good time for me. It gives me enough time so it's not too late to be finishing up a face paint 5 hours later, but it also it means that the majority of my following is online to watch me paint. What else is good about the analytics is that it breaks it down by singular videos, so you can see the amount of views, comments, likes, shares, the average time people have watched your video. So for instance, if you know that someone, or the average time is 2 seconds and your video is 30 seconds long, no one has stayed that 30 seconds because the average is 2. You know that you need to work on the start of your video to be more engaging, and going back to my point, catching their attention immediately, giving them a snippet or something to keep them engaged to sit through that whole video. And then you can start to track that, so you can make some changes and then look at those analytics again and be like, oh okay, so my average time has gone from 2 seconds, now it's at 10 seconds. So that's increased. What I've done has worked. So it's really helpful to use your analytics per video, and you can start to paint a picture of what a successful video looks like. What type of videos get you likes, what type of videos get you comments, shares, average view time. You can paint this picture and you can compare your different types of videos to see what is the best strategy and what is the best video for you going forward, essentially. So there you have it, my top 10 tips on how to grow your account on TikTok. So like I said, these tips aren't going to work for every video. They might not work for your type of content at all, but they're just a few things which I've observed myself in my own TikTok journey, which I feel have helped my account grow. But I hope they've been helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, then please do give it a like and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these things and you think that they've worked for you. So yeah, thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing, and I will see you next time.